My vision is a bit blurry, but editing podcasts is so much fun. It's time consuming, and I'm always like fiddling with stuff and figuring out like, what if I did this? How will that work? And it's like Adobe Premiere Pro, and then uploading it on Spotify, and then you have to get a thumbnail, and uploading it on YouTube, and then you have to get a thumbnail, and there are all these apps like I was trying something out called Riverside, which obviously has partnered with Spotify, and but it's not the pro account, and that was very interesting. But the free version, if you export it, it has a watermark on it, and yeah, so much to explore. There's so much happening these days. It's very exciting, and the whole conversation itself with Saundarya, it was fascinating, and it was interesting to get to know her better and understand, the stuff that her partner does back in Jaipur. Runjhun is in Jaipur, and the way she is balancing a 9 to 5 job here as well as running Satwa and Sage. I feel like that's a common story for a lot of immigrants who move to Australia, where we all have this thing of wanting to do stuff because in India there really are no you know walls, barriers to entry in that sense, especially with the internet. Anyone can do pretty much anything. But you come here and everyone's like, oh, you have to take a job, you have to take a job, and then explore it on the side, which is what I did for the first I got a job in December, and I did that one for 3 months, and so maybe about 4 months. So the first 6 months I essentially spent trying to figure out if I would get photography or influencer gigs. But then it was like, oh my god, I should get a job. I should get a job. So I got a job, and it was an interesting experience, sure, but I would never do that again. I wouldn't do that to myself again. It's all the podcast guests, it's fascinating to chat with them and figure out, there's so much relatable stuff. We're all on this journey together, and there's so many things that all of us go through together. And when you actually sit and chat with a person, it's like, that is so cool. And I'm really grateful when someone wants to come on my podcast. And yeah, I have an idea, and let's see how I execute it.